Can you hear me, Mary? I know I'm sitting right next to you.
There's a little.
Can you hear me now?
Static.
To make all our problems go away.
Yeah, it's there now.
It's there now. Stop being creepy.
Thanks, Mark. You're our hero.
Welcome to the BOP show.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like this one. Yeah, we're good now.
Thank you for your service. Bye, Mom. Sorry, guys. Thank you.
Oh, you can.
It's there now. Stop being creepy.
What? Oh, stop sounding creepy. Oh, no.
All right, here we go. It could have gone either way.
Okay, it could have gone either way.
Yes.
Either.
Yeah, either. It can go either way.
If I get into it, it'll be pretty fair.
For Ed Burkett,
It's
each
overexposed
day
for
on the
me.
golf course is a blessing.
It's not horrible.
He plays Lake Park in Louisville 4 or 5 times a week.
We've got a group that we golf with.
Oh, he
They're
almost fell over.
pretty decent bunch of guys, and we get together, and on Thursday we play for money.
10 cents a hole.
No pressure.
Not exactly high stakes. And certainly not as high as the stakes were on August 13th.
It was painful.
I like that.
And finally we got over to the 13th hole, and by that time I told John, I said, I got to get some help.
I was really worried about him.
Golf buddy John Wood rushed Ed to the hospital where he suffered a heart attack.
He came in incredibly sick.
Cardiologist Gary Fazio was part of the Medical City Denton team which worked to save Burkett, but doing so
It's really nothing short of miraculous.
took a true miracle.
You know, these miracles happen every day here. Sometimes it takes somebody like Ed to make it so obvious.
Especially after his heart stopped 44 times.
44 times.
After that many defibrillations, you've lost that battle.
Burkett spent 12 days in the hospital.
It had gotten around that, they had this guy down there, and he was supposed to be dead, and he's up and walking around and doing stuff.
I like that.
He's riding.
He is flying.
He's riding.
I'm gonna go liking what I do.
Ed was back at
That's
it.
it. I do like that. It's good sequence.
Not bad. With his buddies.
I don't think it's changed
I
me
like
a
that,
lot.
too.
I guess
He needs to work on that golf
swing.
swing. I know, right?
I've attended church every Sunday since I've gotten out of the hospital.
It reminds you with his life there's hope. And, if you have faith, anything's possible.
Against great odds.
His relatives actually put a down payment on his funeral.
He is still here.
It could have gone either way, and I don't have any doubt that I'd have gone to heaven.
Now, Ed finds heaven one
I do
hole
like that.
at a time.
Go.
It is God's will.
In Louisville, Seth Voorhees, NBC5.
You know, GoPro fit in there? I
Yeah,
never even tried
they
that.
have those little ones now.
Oh, yeah, it's like
Yeah, what are those called? You know?
Sessions?
Yeah, there you go.
small.
The opening shot was overexposed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good story.
Yeah,
And
but
he-
is it as strong as the first 4?
There were good shots in there, but as far as strength level,
Yeah,
I don't know that it competes.
I can agree with
I
that.
agree with that too.
So that's a no.
I know.
The retiree project.
All right, we're ready.
You could work your whole life
I don't like loading.
and never be done with
My
dishes.
kids.
I'm the cook here. I don't do many of the dishes.
Fred Ward
I'm retired.
has more than enough time for chores,
I haven't set an alarm in 2 years.
but he'd rather fill his time
Yeah, it's a constant.
with a project,
Ronald W. Taylor.
filling a folder like this.
I feel like I know this person. I spent so much time learning about him.
Fred studied the life of a stranger who served.
He was in the 100th
That's a good.
I know, look at him walking on the
Division.
line.
That's a good shot.
and the 398th
Sucker for these
Regiment,
shots too.
Company D. They landed in France in November of 1944, but Ronald was captured as a POW.
Ronald W. Taylor made it home, lived his life, but left something
Wish they would have let
behind.
that
The
type
medals
shot linger a
are
little.
really pretty cool. The Bronze Star is this one right here.
Fred became the caretaker.
And then this is the back. It's just so beautiful.
Of medals this couple says they randomly found and protected for years.
Now we're trying to find somebody to get him back to.
I saw your story on 9 News, and I just,
Yeah, I
it
don't know
stuck
how I feel
with
about
me,
that
and I
either.
thought, that's
Well,
just
what-
sad.
A
That assist
retiree
with the
had
split.
time on his hands.
How
It
hard
wasn't
can this be?
awful.
I'm gonna,
Right,
I'm gonna
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was
if I
different.
can find some
was
family.
It's different.
He requested records,
This was a big, big find for me.
wrote to a newspaper in Michigan,
So I got the local paper there to run a story.
started filling Ronald's folder.
I found on the internet a organization, the Progeny, Sons and Daughters of the 100th.
A post on that Facebook page led to a connection with the son of a veteran
It was incredible on genealogy.com.
who found the family tree. There was Ronald and another name
Well, you know, this is quite a story.
belonging to a guy halfway around the world.
I do like that. I like that.
France,
And
but,
that's
Mhm.
cool.
was born and raised in Michigan. Ronald W. Taylor is my uncle, my mother's brother.
Dave Gabriel lost touch with his Uncle Ronald
I mean,
How
I
they
knew
hit
that
the
he was a
camera
prisoner
too,
of
like-
war.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's about all that I did know.
until Fred called.
So the first one I called was his cell phone.
I can tell you my wife was a bit stunned.
Not even Dave knew about the medal.
I appreciate certainly what he did personally.
He appreciates the time Fred put in, and especially this last part of the project.
Fred is going to send them to me.
I'm just happy they're gonna finally be home.
Retirement is really just time between cycles.
But I don't like to do dishes.
Fred Ward did more than fill it.
Ronald's memory won't be forgotten.
For next, I'm Noel Brennan.
It's an interesting one.
It's another good story, but
Mhm.
strength-wise, I don't know if it stands up.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because the story's great. They did some good things in it.
There were a few, like the split screen thing was a
Yeah,
little
that
odd
yeah,
for
that was
me.
the thing that threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I
So no?
I'm good. Yeah, no.
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 Next is miraculous.
Right.
The whistling is from the corner of Melba and Adams and Bishop Arts, where the bright yellows and oranges and deep greens and blues
I like that. That's cool.
are the work of John Brandon.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
With the help of his wife Jackie and a
I like
resting
that.
That's
guide
good.
dog,
Oh.
because the artist of this
Doggy.
four-story mural
I don't know why, but every once in a while that song just pops in my head.
is legally blind. How is it?
Oh.
Hopefully
That's a
good.
good shot.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully good.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a good interview.
he's pretty steady on
This out.
Oh, I
He
like
figured
that.
this out by the time epilepsy and other health problems
Action
damaged
reaction
his
in one
optic
shot.
nerve.
Well, when I first started, to be honest, I thought I was crazy. I thought I was out of my mind.
He found he could place his paints in order labeled and in braille and paint by feel.
The yellow feels a little bit different than the other colors.
What?
The black
Wow.
feels
How is
different than
that
the other colors.
possible?
It gives you a tactile way
this
to
is
be able to
crazy.
feel the wall and
That's a
understand
good-
where you
that's
are
a
and what
good
you're
idea.
doing.
Yeah, it is.
So it's the same way to get around a
Interview
canvas
choices
that I
are
get around
good.
a street.
And John
I like
Bramlett
that.
Great
definitely
shot.
gets
Oh.
around.
Really?
His work on canvas is in demand around the world.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
And by the time the Bishop Highland apartments are ready in June,
What's that sound?
They're pouring concrete.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
this will be his second outdoor mural, but the first in his hometown.
Again, art was my way to reconnect with people, to say that, hey, I'm still me in here.
It does surprise me that somebody that can't see the finished product still wants to produce it. So, but I know from years of being with him that he sees it, he just sees it in his head.
Whenever I first was losing my eyesight,
Jeez.
I thought everything was over. I mean, I thought my life was over. And this painting is a painting of joy. It's a painting of optimism. I know the more that I paint, the brighter the colors need to be, because the happier I am. Good girl.
John doesn't name each piece of artwork until he finishes it, so he has a few more weeks to come up with something. But in our interview, he may have hit on an idea.
I mean, it's just a dream come true. Be doing this in Dallas. I mean, it's just, you know, to me, it's just incredible. It's miraculous.
And when Bishop Art sees the finished product that he can't, they'll likely think the artist and his work are pretty miraculous too. Kevin Reese, Channel 8 News.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Did they explain like how he? Because I'm so stunned. Like how is he still painting that if he's blind?
The textures. He knows.
Yeah,
the,
and he
but like,
pictures it
how
in
is
his
he
head.
doing the outline, the drawing of the outline of the?
Well, that's the
because
miraculous part of it.
That's what is he, Daredevil?
Maybe.
Apparently, Daredevil mimicked him.
That's the.
He was legally blind.
Okay,
So
that's
he
what I'm
had,
talking
like,
about. Like,
90%.
did they say that though? That's my thing. Is like, did they just say? Because if you tell me he's legally, if you tell me he's legally blind, then that's telling me he has some type of sight, but not.
Do you want to play the beginning again? Like the very, very beginning?
Did y'all
I mean,
catch
this
that?
one's a yes for
It's
me.
a yes because no, I don't know because does that have to do with the story though too?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
This
See
one's
how-
a yes for me.
See how giving I am. I just not put up a fight whatsoever.
So
But
yes.
it was a story. The
Yes.
story is great. Yeah, I mean, technically everything was really good. I'm just amazed by Daredevil there.
Next one is Woo, you got the commercial.
Oops.
He says, "You got the okay."
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Oh, I like
Just
that
like
opening
any
shot.
other 9-year-olds, you'll usually find Gunnar Franchione
Isn't that a smiley face?
and Owen Sermons
Uh-huh.
playing video games.
Oh, can we start the campaign? I'm
He was
trying
in the
to find
commercial.
it,
Oh,
boy.
duh.
It was a
Woo, you
friendship
got the
crafted
commercial.
at the
Yes,
kindergarten
okay.
Play-Doh table.
Yes.
Owen's mom, Erica, and Gunnar's mom, Rebecca, say from day one they were inseparable.
They've been best friends since the first day they met.
Like, so long ago that Fortnite wasn't a thing.
I don't want to call it yet.
Friends for
No,
4.5 years for those
But if
wondering.
you do that, you're
Honey,
probably
then
gonna
I
keep
get to
doing
fight
it.
you.
And even though Gunnar uses a traditional controller, and Owen, who's born with Escobar syndrome, an adaptive control pad, the two don't see anything different between them.
Justin Bieber.
Between their handshakes and special dances,
3, 2, 1.
the two are closer than ever.
I don't know where half of this stuff comes from. I really don't. They feed off of each other.
So when a chance to be in a commercial came up, it made
That's
sense
twice,
to
though.
audition together.
So I got an email from Los Angeles.
No, it's 3 times.
about
It's every
Fortnite
time.
So I
gamers.
think we should
My
probably.
mom submits both of us.
Call
After a week
All right.
of waiting and interviewing,
Let's call
A
it.
huge surprise.
It was
It's a no.
looking. Yeah, no.
That's what I'm sorry.
It was looking
I'm sweaty.
interesting.
No, I'm disappointed.
Next is Chief Burdette.
I
don't
remember
think
this.
Yeah. If it's what I think it is, anyway. Yep.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, what are you doing right now?
It's just launching rockets.
Uh-oh.
With a serious illness.
This is gonna get him probably.
What?
Too much
This
of life
story
is about the disease.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's very few opportunities for guys like Connor, young men like Connor, to have good days.
Ready, set, go.
And this is a good day for him.
But this is not just a good day.
Yeah.
I love my uniform.
Being chief is a great day. You're a styling dude.
Thanks.
He's having a ball.
So Chief Eli here for Crest Police Department is going to pull over another car out here.
Traffic stop.
It's a pursuit.
Pull over.
And now it's over.
Boys and girls getting into uniform so that law enforcement can celebrate them.
First thing he said when he got out of the police car today was, "I've never felt so loved." Just broke my heart. You are awesome, Eli.
We're coming in.
Oh, wait till the
Over.
end.
Chief Luca came
No, I
with
remember
Linwood
this story.
police,
Thank you.
ready
so
to be
right here.
sworn in and get his badge.
Do a thumbs up. Let's do a thumbs up one.
But it was also a chance
That's a good
to meet
moment.
another one of his heroes. One that wears a very different uniform.
Is that actually Spider-Man? Oh my god. Spider-man. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
It's a day he'll never forget. After all, being in charge does come with its perks.
Thanks, Mom.
Just
Yeah.
kill me now. This beauty.
They're waving to you because you're not a chief.
Well, that's because he dropped his name in.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, keep on forgetting they do that. So this story is great. It was the only thing that kind of would be like for me. It was like, It was the interview of the outside with
the officer, the chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been set
I think
up
there
for-
were some sequencing moments right off the top too.
Because it looks like he did it a few times.
Yeah, just a tight shot of something hitting that, like, boop.
Or
So
it coming in, you know it's gonna come in, so let
Like, let it come in and out of
Right.
frame. Yeah.
But like overall, like the
stories.
the story and the catching those different moments was like just on top. You got to be on top. You have to be on top of your game in an event like that to catch those moments, right? So
'Cause it's not stopping.
It's not. That's not easy at all.
And that may have contributed to the missed opportunities too, because it probably didn't last long. Maybe.
What?
You mean in the beginning?
In the beginning, that part of it probably
That
didn't
was
last
more-
as
I'm
long.
talking about the big ceremony.
Right. I mean, once you get there, it's one
Yeah.
one track.
Yeah.
But when he was playing, they may not have had a lot of time to play. Is what I'm saying.
Oh.
But I don't know.
Possibly.
So
Yeah. But I'm okay with saying no to this one.
yeah,
I can say no to this one.
I can say no to this one.
I can't do.
It's a hard no, but it's a hard to say.
It is hard to say no to the majority of them.
Hospital violin.
Hospital's involved. Ryan's gonna be upset.
Listen now, I'm not that much of a.
Uh-oh, you see kids'
Oh,
feet.
he's upset
Spending
already.
time at a hospital isn't always easy.
Playing Amazing Grace.
Give him
And
tissues.
the holidays
I
are
remember
not
this one. Yeah.
And everybody that I talk to, you know, this is such a positive experience for them, so.
But Jonathan Landis might have the key to making it
I
a
love that.
little easier.
That's a well-used
The violinist is classically trained and at one time a music performance major.
Oh, is he the security guard?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I
yes.
like
Yes.
that shot that it
Practicing 10
revealed
hours
his,
a day.
even though we already knew, I just like that shot to reveal that
But
he's a
playing
security guard.
violin is not Jonathan Landis.
I
That's a great
love
shot.
this.
That
Yes.
actually was probably my high point of my career, is being able to go and share my music in uniform as a police officer.
The former Lake Geneva police
take a
officer has found a way to blend music into his job
looks
as a
great.
hospital security guard. On Thursday, his first performance was in Freighter's main lobby.
The farther I got away from my music, it just seemed like it just brought me back.
His guitarist is Anthony Weary, who is also
Jerry
a
Curl.
floor
You look like
care
my Uncle Jesse.
technician.
It does something good for me too, to be able to bring a little joy to somebody who needs joy in their life.
And by the time the traveling minstrels made it to advanced care, they added a third.
Round young virgin.
That's Santino Laster on vocals. Laster is the security supervisor.
And I guess some birds got into some ears and asked me to sing. So I said, why not?
3 hospital employees working in harmony to spread Christmas cheer.
I felt, you know, very comfortable to bring my violin into the hospital and play for everybody.
In Wauwatosa, Jonathan Gregg, Fox 6 News.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
I like that one.
That's a yes for me.
That's a yes
yeah, that's
for
a
me.
yes for me too,
Yeah.
because I like that. They just had really good things in there, technically, story-wise, everything.
The reveal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reveal. Yeah.
It's great.
Turkey
bowl.
I remember this one. Oh no. You know what I'm thinking of?
What?
The toilet bowl. The family
I
that
don't know.
The family that does the game, the football game.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. That was in I forgot what. I think that was in POI. But anyway, go ahead. Like, this is the one I'm
when it
thinking.
started,
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
cross
This
over?
is the one.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
thought it was
yeah.
called something. I thought it was called toilet
Usually
bowl.
the game started at the
Sorry,
father-son
man.
game.
they'd still be playing
It's a family thing.
so many years later.
It's a tradition. What do you want?
Jim Jonas was 10 years old the first time his dad organized a Thanksgiving game of tackle football.
The game was called the toilet bowl.
You heard
I
right.
was
Yeah.
right.
Thursday morning, yeah, ready to play some ball.
Oh, man.
A Jonas family tradition kicked off its 60th edition at Kinnickinnick Park in Bayview.
And the more people you get involved, the more they expect you to do it,
And the more they want to do it.
Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're any good.
They're all washed up. It's okay.
Mary Sturwey says she's medically retired.
We've had so many women in the past play and, you know, kind of outshine the boys.
Little has changed in 6 decades.
We had injuries for a number of years.
Other than swapping tackle for touch, oldest brother Jim Jonas has only missed 1 game.
That was the only Thanksgiving I missed when I was in Vietnam.
That time he was drafted,
Seams or no seams?
brother Peter is reffing.
Slant cross, like within 3 or 4 yards.
And the youngest Paul still has some gas in the tank.
I think it really just speaks to community. I mean, anytime you can get a group of people to show up at one place once a year.
It's a bona fide Thanksgiving tradition.
This is the toilet bowl, and we can have a Hall of Shame award.
Which doesn't end when the game is over.
Somebody ran a deep post at that quarter of the end zone, got there, wide open, touchdown.
Everyone piles into the family-owned bar named after the Jonas' late father who started it all.
And you got to keep doing it because everybody expects it.
In Bayview, Jonathan Gregg, Fox 6 News.
Strong enough?
That's where
that's what I'm kind of on the fence about. It was a good story.
That's what I'm
Again,
looking
I just
for
look
now.
at, I'm looking at the ones that we say yes to, and I don't think it's.
I agree.
No.
I could say no.
No.
Why don't they call it the turkey bowl? Because they
'Cause
kept
it's
calling it the toilet.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Well, they call it the toilet bowl.
Maybe he didn't want to go. One night.
We ready. We ready.
I almost
It is one night.
I like that.
A night where donors worth millions fill the house for a fundraiser.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
A night where the stars
Come on, y'all.
prepare to make the house buckle.
Well, we're coming to you today to say thanks.
I ain't got nothing to shake off right now.
In 1 hour, Christian Finley will sing a solo.
You're gonna have a hell of a story. I keep saying that.
Why should I have a hell of a story? I got a regular story.
He knows his night will end the same place his day began.
Everybody take your headphones out.
Each day at Covenant House, Georgia, starts with community.
30 seconds for mindfulness. I'm trying to be reverent. I'm not really a vocal person.
Christian's been at the youth shelter for 3 months. He's been homeless almost his entire life.
It's very important for me to remain myself.
Consistency matters, even today,
Everybody knows today's Night of Broadway Star.
especially today.
I just got a job. This is my first week, and I've already had to take off half a day for yesterday.
So here's what we're gonna do.
And a full day today.
I need you guys to be at a little different level.
It is one day.
Me.
One day at the direction of Broadway vets.
Live theater. You look me in the eye. Not gonna go anywhere.
One day
I
to
like
get
that.
out the nerves.
Run away, they say.
For one night's performance.
Won't let them break me down to dust.
During their number, the residents will hold up signs describing who they were.
And let's see how we can.
Christians barely begins.
Great.
We always either rooming with family members, then getting kicked out because my mom was in some relationship. She would be being beaten and abused or whatever, and we would be running.
At 17, Christian chose to leave. Today, he's 20.
I felt like being on the streets by myself was more manageable. I think what won't be obvious about me is where I'm going.
Some of his interviews facing now, but I guess it's in a different location.
It's one show.
This is me.
A show where Christian will unveil his voice.
It is everything. It's everything.
It is not, he says, where he'll find his path.
I love music with all my heart. It's the blood that runs through my veins. But as far as it being what I am, what I will be, it just may not be.
Our youth are experiencing homelessness. It doesn't define who they are. Tonight is one night, and every other night for a lot of them is very, very difficult.
It is one night. But it's a night where icons of theater shared this theater with 9 eager voices.
Let's get this.
Please welcome out the incredible youth
of Covenant House.
And a display of triumph.
I didn't feel nervous at all. I actually felt like performing.
I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Hide away, they say, no one will love you as you are.
Christian will end this night where he ends them all. He will go back the next day to his job and his path.
I am a musician, stable and moving forward.
But this one night still feels all right.
This is brave, this is proof, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
I could have stayed out there all night and kept on singing.
For Untold Atlanta, I'm Matt Pearl.
There are a few things in there for me that.
Yeah. There's a few things for what that you.
Like a few missed opportunities, sequencing wise.
Like the tap dancer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Show me.
Show me one.
You show me him for a second or half a second.
It might have been just that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Took too long.
Yeah. We're not sold on
I'm not sold.
No.
No.
I can tell by that inhale. And then exhale.
It's just making this up.
I think for me, quilting makes me go away. I can't hear the dog barking. I can't hear the television. I can't hear anything. I'm just lost in my thoughts.
Oh.
Thoughts which wander through Barbara McCraw's mind. Each stitch binds together a story.
Yeah, and I'm just making this up as I go along.
Barbara started quilting 22 years ago.
That was soft and overexposed.
Probably 6 to 8 hours a day.
Telling her family story.
So I wanted to do something to honor them and
telling her
story.
story.
Yeah, let's call it.
Granddaughter and whatever grandchildren that come along.
No.
She's talented though.
She is.
Oh, I know.
I need to send her a picture of me. And,
Oh, do you want a quilt of yourself?
No, to send to my mama.
Mama them.
Mama them.
NICU.
Uh-oh. Get ready, Ryan.
NICU
Cuddles.
cuddles.
Yeah. Oh, God,
Get ready, Ryan. This is you.
Ready.
First shot.
I equate the NICU to like I'm a dentist. Nobody wants to come and visit us, but when you need us, you're really glad that we're there.
True.
It's really a scary place in the beginning because this is not anybody's idea of reality.
It's a place that can be filled with gloom until a ray of warmth fills the halls.
Whenever I come into the NICU, if I saw him sitting behind the desk, I was always really excited. I'm like, oh, George's on tonight.
He has a gold medal in cuddling babies with a golden reputation to match at Meriter Hospital.
There you go. Hey, how you doing, pal?
He's a great guy, yeah, Grandpa George.
Hey.
George Faylor
What's happening here, huh?
is a retired IT worker and a Vietnam veteran.
You're down there hearing my heartbeat.
The volunteer with a big heart
You're a big boy.
spends his nights cuddling little ones.
It helps me. Believe it helps them, it helps the nurses. So if I can be of help, that's all I want to do.
I kind of look at him like family.
Renee Hansen had her baby Carter 8 weeks early while her husband was deployed in Iraq.
Well, it was really scary.
Her husband Jacob came back on an emergency stay, and that's when he met George at the Ronald McDonald House.
While my husband was here, George came in and basically said he got a bunch of his military friends to pitch in and cover our stay.
Grandpa George did more than just cuddle baby Carter. He raised more than $350 for the family to stay close to him for free for 5 weeks.
I do that for any serviceman who comes home from a war zone like that. You know, anything I can help to do something for someone else.
But it made a really difficult time and stressful time in our life, just that less stressful.
The Hansons now live in California,
You're getting big. You don't know me, do you?
but always make room to visit their hospital family.
I feel very connected to this place and to all the people that work here.
Expressing appreciation for the light they brought in during a gloomy time.
I don't know. I've never been asked to explain why I do this, but if I can help somebody, I'm in good shape anymore.
Good story, but nothing popped at me.
Right.
I agree.
No.
No.
And Ryan didn't cry. So.
Hush.
Wow.
We know, you know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Kim rocks.
Kim rocks.
Way to go, Kim.
I bet you do rock.
From her living room in Plymouth,
My paints are well loved.
Kim Dolan is able to find happiness
It's sea turtles.
in the details.
These will gradually get
Ooh, good tight shot.
smaller.
After she paints the rocks, she places them in public for others to discover.
I like to always make it different. I don't think I've left the same rock twice.
Kim first tried her hand at
nice.
it a
Yeah.
couple years ago,
Nice little
encouraged by a friend.
If you find this rock, feel free to keep it. I hope it makes you smile.
Also, adding a way to contact her. One of her first pieces led to a message from the kids who found it.
I'm like, look, someone found my rock, you know. And that was it. I was hooked. And then I've had like little short notes. You've restored my faith in humanity, and just from a rock, a painted rock.
Rocks. Kim turns into art during her time off at night.
It's funny because you'll look at things with a new eye.
good
Like I
pacing
look
in
at my
here.
makeup brushes, the back side of them, I go, oh, I could use this. I kind of have these little rules I follow. Like I have to jog at least 3 miles before I leave it. You know, it's weird. And the only other rule is it has to be high enough, hidden somewhere high enough so a dog won't lift its leg on it. So no one wants to get a rock a dog gets peed on.
Also, the brighter the better. Behind every brushstroke is the intention to spread joy.
I got a message from a woman saying she had just been having a really, really rough year. And I'm gonna cry. And she said that it just really uplifted her. And she was so glad that there were people out there doing things like that. This is my bowl of rocks that are ready to go.
From Springsteen to Snoopy,
This is
Kim
good.
hides 3 to 4 rocks a week.
I think I'll leave this one today, a dragonfly one.
Thank you.
Most of them are placed around Medicine Lake.
A couple times I've sat here and talked
Yeah,
to
that's what I
them
was
and left
waiting
a
for.
rock. I don't know them, so I'm going to leave them another rock today.
Joy that waits to be found.
This is hard because they're good stories.
Yeah, it was a good story. I mean, it was technically good too. Like there was a lot of good shots.
A lot of tight shots.
A lot
Love
of
tight
good
shots.
Detailed shots.
Mm.
And it made sense for that because of how detailed she is in the rocks and stuff. So, man, Kim did rock.
Kim did.
Let me see.
Right now, though, at best, I'm at a maybe.
I was just thinking,
Same.
can we say maybe for right now?
Yeah, pass it and we'll come back to that one.
So we'll come back to this one.
It's gonna be a lot of.
Let's do a maybe. Well, I mean, there are 22 entries in this one, you know. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, that's the name of it.
Good to go.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
On a gray winter day at Lake Whatcom, Charles Hamlin is just glad to be here.
Exactly.
And his company at the boathouse
Yep, that's a single. Right.
is the reason he can say that.
And miracle is almost too small a word for what happened out there in the lake. Incredible doesn't do it either, and unbelievable doesn't really capture what happened.
Charles is a former Olympic rower, and not too long ago, he was out on a new racing boat, the Susan Hurst.
We were here to dedicate Susan Hurst on her maiden voyage. Yes.
Named for Antonio Robinson's mother-in-law, who had recently passed. And that's how it happened that when Charles collapsed, he was there.
And Tony immediately understood what the problem was, that I was having a full-blown widowmaker heart attack.
Tony is a firefighter with South Snohomish. He swam to the boat and pulled Charles into another.
The boat was so heavy that the bow of the boat was literally underwater. So I was kneeling in the water and your body was floating around. And I think it came up to 17 minutes of compressions.
Wow.
It's quite a workout.
long time.
Yeah. Sorry about breaking your ribs.
And that's why Charles lived to row another day and share one of the medals he's won since.
Find a good place for that.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you very much.
His way of saying thanks for more time on the water.
It was amazing, very emotional day. But it was my privilege, it was humbling, and it was an honor to be there for you.
And Tony says with his late mother-in-law's name on that boat, it's how she would have wanted it.
Yeah, for us to step up and to serve others and to be available and do every possible thing we can to help is definitely what Susan would have wanted. She would be amazingly, very proud of all of us.
In Whatcom County.
Give me a hug.
Don't squeeze them.
Yeah.
You really have too much after this.
Oh, okay.
This one is a good one, but nothing popped at me with this one.
I agree with you.
This one's a no.
No. I didn't realize we were so advanced. That's good.
Veterans Reunited.
And it feels so.
Yeah, amazing.
They may have lost touch, but they weren't forgotten.
It's a special bond, no question.
89-year-old Art Panfill
Look at those
still
fingers.
remembered his comrades from the Korean War. Maybe not every name,
What's his name?
but always this one.
Frank J. Perino.
But it was a conversation with his son-in-law, Mike Schuster, that changed everything.
And I said, I ride bikes with a guy from time to time with a guy named Andy Perino.
Is it enough?
So Mike looked into it and found out that his friend Andy is Frank Perino's son.
It was pretty exciting, pretty amazing.
For years, Mike and Andy have been cycling through Cincinnati side by side, never knowing that 66 years ago and half a world away, their fathers stood side by side too.
Which was, wow. Who would have ever thought, right?
So the next logical step was to get them together. And it was before a baseball game at the Great American Ballpark that Art and Frank finally met again.
Yes. I know you. I don't know. Do I know you?
My name is Frank Perino.
How you doing, Frank? How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Real pleasure to
You got a pretty good grip, you know?
Oh, you know I'm young.
That's right.
You think?
Art and Frank shared old memories.
This is you, Frank. That's you.
And they even made some new ones.
At this time, we would like to welcome to the ballpark two special guests, are Art Panfill and Frank Perino. These two men served our nation proudly in the United States Army during the Korean War.
Wow, you know, this is for us.
Art and Frank, the Cincinnati Reds and our fans salute you for your service and wish you many happy days ahead.
It's just a 1 in a million thing. It's just, it's a 1 in a million thing.
There are a few technical things in
I was
there.
going to say no right off the bat.
No. Okay.
Next. Dirty dining.
Oh, I thought it was saying
Have I
30 dancing
seen
for a
it?
second. I was like, okay, let's go.
Oh my god. I feel like I've seen this and I don't know
I think I have too.
Take a look at this. Look familiar? The sights, the sounds, the tastes of a Cincinnati food festival. But now look at it through the eyes of John Sanders and you'll see it like never before. Sanders is one of the inspectors who patrol Cincinnati's food festivals.
So you got the water on there?
And they have their war stories.
Okay, here's a story. I won't say any names, okay?
Before Antonio Young became the director of environmental health at Cincinnati's health department, he was a food inspector too. And once he found a cooler so packed with meat,
When I say filled full of meat, overflowing with meat.
that the cooler lost circulation and the meat rose to 80 degrees.
Ooh.
They caught it before it was served, but if they hadn't,
Then it could have made somebody ill.
And that is exactly their job, to catch violations like those.
Audio.
So far, they have a pretty good track record. Since the Taste of Cincinnati started in 1979,
She likes
they
yellow.
have 0 reports of food poisoning.
but that doesn't mean the job is easy. Sanders is constantly searching,
Water's hot, good.
checking food temperatures,
We're over 185 on that, which is excellent.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And I definitely have to take that.
Okay.
testing wash kits, and even testing the
I don't know what that is, but that looks gross. This one's a no.
All right.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We got 7?
7.
Are we gonna play some tomorrow? Because we only have 10 minutes till we have to.
You should be able to do it.
What?
You should be able to do it.
Okay.
Well, we know, Daddy, we're all here. We
Yeah.
remember those because they stood out,
Yeah,
right?
I made.
They all need a home.
JP's touchdown still.
Yes. JP's touchdown.
Are we off?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Are we off?
Yeah.
I forgot she's listening to me.
Hello.
Would you like this back? Oh, okay.
Would you like this back?
Until tomorrow?
No, you can't keep it.